What's up, y'all? It's your boy Black, and I'm back. And I'd like to welcome y'all back to another episode of the Think Black Podcast. I'm your host, the one and only Black. Thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate y'all for stopping by, checking me out. If you're new to the channel, I'd like to say what's up. If you've been here before, I'd like to say what's up. Now, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, showing your boy some love. It's been a little while, man, since I've been on here. Life be doing this life thing, so you know how that go. But we back, we plugged in again, and we back on the topics, man. So look, I don't want to take up too much time with the intro because I want to get right into it and get this thing going, So again, it's the Think Black, B-L-A-K podcast. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know how y'all feel about this, John. And again, I'm your host, Black. But look, man, I really ain't got nothing set up to talk about or nothing like that. But I could come up with something because I'm a good freestyler. So, But realistically, what I do want to talk about now, man, is just like, my condolences to that young child that was missing from Philadelphia. And they had found remains. Me personally, I don't know if the remains was hers or whatever the situation was, but either way, my prayers is up on both sides, whether, whatever way it turns out. I'm hoping that it turns out for the best, but, if it doesn't, then, I like to send my condolences and my, prayers and stuff. But I just wanted to touch on that little subject though, because it's like we've lived in a world now where it's like we forgot these type of things happen. Like we're so distracted on the nonsense of our lives and our own personal self that we're forgetting that we actually live in a real world where real dangers take place, where real dangers are still going on, where real dangers are they're alive and breathing. You know what I mean? Like this is not something that is in a fairy tale. This is not something that's in a movie. This is happening in real time, in real life. And not saying that child, she wasn't protected by her family and things like that, because you can be protected or whatever and things will still happen. I always say when things meant to happen, they're gonna happen, because certain things don't happen for nothing. In my book, how I look at things, because let's just say, for example, somebody get hit by a car. And when I say everything happened for a reason, they get hit by a car. Now that particular car that hit them, what if they wasn't walking down the street at that minute? What if they didn't decide to cross the street? What if when they were about to cross the street, they dropped something on the ground and picked it up and that car went by? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. Be like, some things be just meant to happen. The reasons of them being meant to happen, I ain't really get that all together yet, but I don't know, man. It's just like, it be some stuff that we can prevent, but we just so lost, man. We just so don't care no more. Nobody cares anymore. Like, people will sit here and literally watch stuff on TV, watch stuff on the news about, kids missing and just other things like that. Like, people will hear it, and I'm guessing everybody's mind will just like transmit it as, it can't happen to me. It can't happen to me. It can't happen to me, until it happens to you. And then when it happens to you, excuse me, then when it happens to you, you're sitting there and you're crying for everybody's help. When in all, you could have prevented the situation by just paying attention to your surroundings, on your peoples, the one or ones you're supposed to be protecting. All you have to do is just pay attention, is all. But like I said, we so wrapped up in stuff that's not even important, but the important things is what's really needing our attention. We're focusing on stuff that has nothing to do with nothing. We're focusing on stuff that is popular on social media that they're telling us to pay attention to. We're sitting there focusing on things on the news that they're telling us to pay attention to. It's not, if they never put this stuff on TV, you'd never know about it. I'm not saying it's not informative. It's very informative, some things, but then some things to me is a scare tactic, you know? But, and I also look at it like with a lot of these movies and the news and, you know, things like that, to me, from my observation of television and the way it shifted during from when I was younger till now is like they talk about a lot of that stuff. They show a lot of that stuff. They entertain a lot of it. They promote it because it normalizes these things. You know, and like I say, with it, like for an example, what I would say, and this is just something way off the topic, but they show just like killing on TV. We've been watching movies with killing in it, people getting shot, people dead, whatever the situation was in the movie. But we've been so groomed to that, to the point now is like when we hear about somebody getting killed or somebody dying, we're just like, oh, somebody died, somebody got killed. Like that's not good that we normalize that kind of stuff. It's not good. Like, let's bring back being concerned about these things. Let's bring back being more cautious with our life, looking out for other people, looking out and saying something when something don't look right to you. You know what I mean? Not wait for the next person to say this is not cool. It's not to wait for the next person to say, hey, that looks weird. No, you be that one. I was telling somebody the other day, let's get back to the days where we'll see a child just walking around outside in the streets, maybe 2, 3 years old, and make it your business to see what's going on. Don't just be like, oh, well, I know how these kids is. These kids gonna do nothing but cuss you out, or oh, maybe the parent is near. No, be that one to ask that question. Why? Be that human. I'm not even gonna put it like as a category as an adult. Just be that human to when you see something that doesn't feel right to you in the stomach, to go and approach it if it's safe, or dial 911. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let this world and this media fool y'all with dialing 911. Dial 911 because you're not no hero. You're not no superhero. So whatever danger there is right there, don't sit there and try to, walk up to it or something like that. If it's something where you're seeing somebody in some type of harm, stand around the situation, call the cops at a safe distance, call the police, get that person or whatever, some assistance. If it's some situation where you see somebody getting kidnapped, get a license plate, something like that. Take a video, whip your phone out real quick, take a video of the license plate or take a picture of the car or something, and then dial 911. It's ways to doing things. Don't just be like the person that's like, well, I see a 3-year-old walking barefooted, but I'm gonna wait for the next person to say something because maybe that's what they do around here. No, be concerned. Be worried. Be very worried. This is not that. This like, and I hate it and I love it all at the same time. But I hate when people is like, y'all forget the chapters of life, like the past that we done been through before. We came up in times where it was like kidnappers. Those people, the fouls, those type. We came up in that world. So nowadays that we living in this 2020 whatever going into the future, we act like this stuff, it doesn't exist anymore. This stuff is still live and breathing. Like nothing's gone. It's just been quieted down. Because the difference is, from what I've noticed from observation, was back in the day when all these serial killers and things like that and all those people were running around, they publicized it. They put it on TV, the news, and things like that. Nowadays, it don't never hit the fan or nothing like that. It hits social media. So opposing to the people that don't have social media, they ain't going to know none of this stuff. They don't even put it on the news how they're supposed to. You'll see more of them talking about something presidential wise every single day, opposing to the harms that's going on in the world that we really need to be watching out for, But it's all up to us too. Because I can't sit there and blame the government. I can't sit there and blame the news. I can't sit there and blame the tabloids, the propagandas. I can't blame them. That's their job. That's their job to do that. But our job is not to fall for it if you don't believe it. You don't have to. The information is there. They're going to push it to you because that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. Are you supposed to take everything with a grain of salt? Yes, you are. Take it with a grain of salt. Pretend like you don't know what's going on, even if you do. Question the questions. Question everything these days because nothing is what it seems. So question everything nowadays. I don't care if someone tells you 1 plus 1 equals 2. You go check for yourself to make sure that's true. Don't just take somebody else's word for it, you know? But again, my main, like, it just get me so fired up, man, when it's like these things that can be prevented in our life. Now listen, don't take me wrong. Everything cannot be prevented, but certain things you can be aware of and be like, you know what? Since I see this could possibly stir up this, let me deter this a little bit, you know? So I can't really like sympathize in some situations when it's like you did this to yourself, but then you want this victim party after that. Like you want a pity party, how they call it. It was like, no, you can't do that. And then from you being who you are and not paying attention, somebody else got hurt in the mix of that. Not you, but somebody else, your loved one or something like that, somebody close to you got hurt in the mix of this, all because of you not wanting to pay attention. Just all you had to do was pay attention. Stop trying to treat these children like how you grew up. We grew up maybe in the 80s, the 90s, things like that, the 2000s. Our life was different in the 90s. Life was totally different from this in the 90s. And I'm not even talking about like clothes and the slang and just everything this worldwide. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how the whole transition of the world happened, when people's mental happened, when different type of things happening to people getting certain diseases that we never would get back then around those times, but now is a different time. Like we got to still keep that in mind, man. Like it's that stuff. The past is not gone. The past is the past, but it's not gone. It's still there. It's very much alive, you know. But look, man, I think I held up enough of y'all time today, man. I just want to come here and just talk about that real quick, man, because when it comes down to the kids, man, it gets me very, very, very upset, man, when I hear about situations with these children that possibly could have been prevented and it's not. And again, man, I want to send my condolences out to the young lady that was missing out here in Philadelphia. I just want to send my deepest condolences to the family and everybody. And like I said, I don't know the outcome of the situation. I don't know if they found the child. I don't know if they didn't find the child. All I heard was the news, the way they reported it. They stated they found remains. Not sure if they're alive remains or, whatever. But in my mind, just the whole setup of the words that they found remains just don't sit right with me. But you can decipher however, you know what I mean? And please, y'all, I just ask, if y'all got children, man, just keep an eye on your kids, man. Please, for me. I know y'all don't know me from a can of paint, but just do it for me. And like, or not even for me. Just do it just for the love of your kid, you know? Or just a person, period. Whether they're going through mental conditions or something like mental illness or something like this, just look out for somebody else, man. Like, just that's all I'm asking, man. Just look out for somebody, another human being. Just look out for somebody because we all need help. We all need looking after. We can't watch ourselves all the time. Like we need people to look after us for us too, you know? But look, I appreciate y'all, man. Again, I'm your host, Black, man. This is the Think Black podcast. And I appreciate y'all for stopping by today, coming and listening to me chat for a little while. Appreciate y'all time. My subscribers, I appreciate y'all. Any new people that's coming in listening to me, I appreciate you. I hope you consider subscribing. You know what I mean? So you can so you can be a part of this journey and be a part of this podcast. Now, every podcast ain't gonna be like this. You know what I mean? I'll be laughing a lot. So we're gonna have some fun over here. But when I talk about certain things like that, it's really nothing to laugh about because that's a serious situation. Now, a lot of things that I might have a topic on, I might be joking about some serious things, but things like this and this level, I don't really joke around about stuff like that. But y'all, thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for coming in. Appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. I'm your host, Black. This is the Think Black podcast. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Peace.